Now it's time to press buttons and talk with Manky and ProZD.
What's up, P guy?
That's me. I love it.
And then one day I realized what P guy implied. They weren't my friends. No. They were
Bunch of dildos.
really bunch of fuckheads about the whole thing.
Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job.
Now then, Miss
I'm
Hawthorne.
just a little baby.
Shut up, little baby. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. Oh, we didn't have the evidence to present, but I guess...
It was mentioned before.
Yeah, it's weird. They implied we should have it.
Whatever.
Okay.
You will do it for us.
It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim. What? There's no need to try and cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth about what happened between us the other night.
The end.
Oh, shit, I shouldn't have done that.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw.
Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. Lying is okay, right?
Well, it's a common misconception here. I don't know why people think they can do that, but no.
Looks like we're finally getting somewhere.
But you're cute, so it's fine.
Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
Press that shit.
I lied.
It's a lie.
You didn't see it? Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground.
And at that time, there was only the two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow.
Yes.
It's a good porn actor name.
That's right. That's unsavory.
Okay.
But it would be a pretty good name, actually.
I didn't hear any noise, but we heard the umbrella.
Yeah, what the fuck? There is a noise. Where does it say it made a big noise? I think this is what this testimony was?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, loud sound. But there was a loud sound. You say you didn't hear any noise. Is that correct?
Yes. That's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me, enjoying all the electrical wires dangling. Oh, you're doing that thing. Oh, shit.
That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise.
He said that?
Like this. Bam! If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well?
Objection! Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable.
Objection! But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like...
I don't think that's accurate, but...
Don't you remember? That's what he said. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression.
Ack!
Oh, it's like
Chocolate!
Chocolate. Ack!
Just like Kathy and Garfield.
May I shut the fuck up? May I have a moment to answer?
Don't mention Garfield around me.
But by all means.
Oh no, not that cat.
Cat's cat
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on and I was listening to music at the time.
Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered?
What the fuck do you think? Yes, the rain was just beginning to let up. But it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. I was listening to the soundtrack to Thor, that's why. So the sky continued to flash and rumble.
She was just listening to the movie Thor
like
the Dark World.
Oh yeah, the second one. the
good
best
one.
Thor movie.
Right.
Thunder and lightning, huh? Very frightening. Galileo.
Yes, I'm afraid the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out, both of them. Where's one?
Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all.
Wait a sec, Mia. That testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. There was lightning. That's possible. She was listening to music.
Open it
I
up.
think the lightning is probably because that could be a source of electrocution. Because we assume it's this.
Not this. Yeah.
Not that.
Not that.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay. Owned by the victim. Okay.
Victim fell on top of the umbrella.
Okay, whatever. No.
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 Okay, go back.
Go back to this.
This, yeah.
I think. Let's see. I think the lightning is.
So you're thinking that was like.
Well, because most of this is just stuff about her.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Unless it's like. No, because she saw their conversation.
I don't think there's anything that was related to sound besides the snap.
Your Honor, there is a problem with the witness's testimony.
What do you mean?
I mean, there's a problem with the testimony. Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes. What about it?
Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, if I'm remembering Bill Nye correctly.
Now is not the time for Bill Nye, Miss Faye.
It's always the time for Bill Nye, Your Honor.
I love Bill Nye.
Don't you dare disgrace the name of Bill Nye.
Bill. Oh, God, now that
What have I started?
They're never going to stop.
Yeah, they're just like talking.
They don't even know what Bill
time.
Nye is. They just hear a sound and repeat.
Bill. I know who Bill Nye is.
Why are you saying Bill?
I don't know. Just go with it. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of... That is extraordinarily unlikely, but I don't know.
Oh, what?
Bill.
It doesn't go that long. I must admit.
I wish it did.
For 3 minutes.
I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me, because it's ridiculous.
Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? Like farts and poop? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered, whatever that even means. But the very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt.
Are you kidding?
That is so unlikely.
Barrel.
That's enough.
Bill.
It's a combination of the two.
Oh, it's coming
It
up
appears
here.
the defense may be onto something.
My baby onto this.
Could it be that death was actually accidental?
No, I was killed, dude. All right, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty now if you don't.
Are you joking? No. I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye.
I mean, are you surprised, though?
P-Man?
P-Man? You kind of have a reputation. Huh?
Oh, I know. I actively cause it. I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor.
Good job.
We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location.
Well, fuck me. What?
This was a whole waste of time. What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to the case.
Evidence, Mr. Payne? Well, what is this evidence?
The cable's gonna testify.
This affidavit.
And who is this affidavit from?
The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out to the court testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 o'clock p.m. that day.
Was it a blackout?
All the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor.
So you're saying the equipment lost power because...
Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable.
Oh, I actually wasn't following, so...
The power outage occurred at approximately 3 o'clock p.m.
That makes a lot of sense, shit.
Which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report.
Shit.
Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's incredible.
Just like barrel.
It's not just like Bill. You guys don't even know who he is.
According to the students, the cables were very old.
Bro.
They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
Apparently, the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break.
Wow, they really should have addressed this before. Like, this was inevitable.
I mean, again, they were all over the campus. However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct?
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable?
Your Honor. I don't like how this is looking one bit. Doesn't look like anything because the lights have gone out. Wonder if someone else had another electrical cable somewhere. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. Oh, there it goes.
A tornado happened.
Actually, that's probably another death. Ugh. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
On what, Breaking Bad? Well then, let's hear it.
No, we're busy
Oh, I
right
don't remember. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break?
now. Oh,
Let's see.
so was it him falling on the thing, or?
Well, look at this.
What'd they say?
It broke
Some sort of
Okay, go back.
Okay, 2:55 p.m.
Okay. Is it? Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, when
that?
did this happen?
Because he fell. That's like the only impact that they're talking about.
Oh wait. I guess this is it. Fell on top of the umbrella. There was a loud sound. This makes sense. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony.
The defendant's testimony.
He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 o'clock p.m., correct?
Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that?
The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in with Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage.
Oh, what a jerk. Then they couldn't study or watch TV. Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
Objection! I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne.
Well, what's that supposed to mean?
You're a dick. Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. Well, kind of, not really. That's right, the victim banged into the pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break.
Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted. Ooh, she's doing the cool.
I know that's my thing. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. Ah! What, Jesus, are you okay, man?
No!
And okay. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. It was me.
Where's Mary?
No, it was me.
I am Spartacus.
You saw me do it.
Order in the court.
made this plan together, cut the wire, and then shock a guy. Ah, the lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them. So delicious. Your tears are delicious.
It's true. The defense is absolutely correct.
Hold on, I'm drinking Payne's tears.
There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could... It's very disturbing.
Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? The Madame Attorney's explanation, it fucking sucks. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them.
What?
Wait.
What the?
Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge. Please.
Testify. Of course it's all right. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony.
Mr. Judge.
I already said yes.
This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors, and she's going up higher and higher in pitch.
Sorry, it gets that where it's like a dog whistle. Like,
Yeah,
like
she's still moving her mouth. Like, it's like dogs going crazy outside.
The truth is, Feeney pushed him twice.
Oh.
What the hell is that noise?
The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke.
And he's like 80 miles away.
What the
Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
okay.
look at that watching.
Yeah, okay. There's always
After
some.
being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away.
I want to reiterate how clear I am that it was less than 1 minute.
All right, got it. 1 minute. Push them for a second time. It all happened in 1 minute.
It was a very short encounter. I'm so sorry, Feeney, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Well, much there.
Getting a little less attracted to you now.
Now then, Ms. Fay, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
1 minute, huh?
Yeah, that's a little bullshit. Okay, let's just skip all this. We don't even need. They're always like very particular about the time. Cable snapping, Dougie being electrocuted. All occurred in less than a minute.
Let's take a walk at
Because just to double
It's
check,
the watch,
look
I
at the
think.
student
Or
testimony
maybe,
again.
Students.
Because they said
All power cable
255.
broke due to some sort of
Right.
impact
And
on
look
floor.
at his watch. What's on the watch?
Yeah. Maybe we'll punch a hole in her testimony. I said
1
so.
minute, huh?
Yeah, that's
Think
fucked up.
so, Dahlia.
Your number's up, Dahlia.
Fradia.
More like Dahlia. Oh my God, you're guilty.
Yeah, you are so wrong.
God.